Hey, y'all. We are back and we are black. Thank y'all for joining us for another episode of Philly Unfiltered. And to set the tone, we want to come in with Open Our Eyes by Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Father, open our eyes that we may see too far.
You know, they only give us 30 seconds, Doc. They be trying to shut us down. We back and
That's
we
okay. That's okay. Sometimes all you need is a little bit. Sometimes all you need is a little
Yes, yes, sometimes less is more. Hey, y'all. We back and we
bit.
black. We brown and we around. What's
Absolutely, absolutely.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Philly Unfiltered, where we are unapologetically opinionated. Okay? We do not
Absolutely.
for our opinions because they are ours. Okay? We come with resources and facts along with those opinions and receipts. My glasses on.
Absolutely.
Okay? I can see clearly now that the glasses on.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Okay, y'all. Sorry for us being late. We had some technical difficulties, but again, we back, we black, we brown, and we around. So let's
We
get
come with resources and facts along with those.
started. I hear myself. I hope that's not me.
I think it's on my end.
That's fine. That's fine. So let's get this thing started. We're gonna start with what the spirit check from your girl, me, Petite Picasso, better known as Mommy in this house. I didn't even
What's going on? What's going on? What's
I
going
didn't even
on?
introduce myself. I'm so excited about this guest. Okay, y'all. So I'm Petite Picasso, better known as Mommy in this house. Okay, and I got my host with the most, Doc E, in a place to be, the man full of wisdom and bars. It's Doc.
Hey.
What's up?
Mm,
So, guys,
that,
go ahead, Doc. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead. You good.
As we get into our spirit check for everybody that's watching, please leave your spirit check in the comments as we get started. And my spirit is it's a lot happening in my spirit, y'all. Um, so I'm gonna check everybody's spirit, then I'm gonna give a little spiel on my spirit. Doc, how's your spirit, Doc?
I'm feeling a little discombobulated lately. I mean, it's crazy. There's a lot going on, trying to get organized, trying to get, things in order for the most part. But I'm excited. I'm hyped, especially for our guests. We've been seeing him here and there, kind of out of a lot of community events, and ready to hear his story and find out more about the amazing work that he does. So, good. I'm good.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's so funny. I was checking the flyer and one of the comments was like, I like him. One of no one of my favorites. And I was like, oh really? That's cool. He is a really awesome dude. So shout out to you. Hey, we got some comments coming in. Yes, Anisha. Shout out to Anisha Benelli. Hey,
Hey,
Queen.
hey, Anisha, how are you? Welcome.
Please let us know how your spirit is in the comments. So you got this, Doc. I knew that's right, Doc. You got it. You got it. And
Thank
y'all
you. Thank
know
you.
he's surely gonna give it to y'all in the news that you can use. But my spirit's a little. It's I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm gonna share a little something with y'all today. Um, I decided to resign from my job today.
Shut the front door. What?
Yes, yes, for um a lot of different reasons. One of the reasons Cass has to stay home for 2 weeks. Um, Somebody in his cohort was tested positive for COVID. Um, and if I'm being honest and being very transparent in the moment, I know what I prayed for. And I prayed not to be someone's employee. I did. And going to work reminded me why. So, and I say that to say this. A lot of times we pray and we ask God for things and he gives them to us, but we still get in our own way and want to do our own thing. I didn't need that job. I have two businesses. So as I'm sitting at work learning how to do their work, I'm like, God, 8 hours, 8:30 to 5. Like I can't do anything else. Y'all know I got school, I got kids, we got this podcast. You know what I mean? I can't do anything else. I'm doing 8:30 to 5 o'clock. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, Lord, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. All of these rules, like the dress down day, I dress down. You can't wear tights. I have on a hoodie wrapped around my waist. Why? It's against the rules. Okay. You can't put your earbuds in, but I need something in my ear to keep me moving. So I'm working. I'm not just sitting here listening, but it distracts you from the phone. I don't even know how to use the phone. It's against the rules. Okay. You can't wear open toe shoes. I didn't wear any, but these are the part of the rules I was reading. You can't wear open toe shoes, but I've seen three people, three employees with their toes out. So it's different rules for different people. You get what I'm saying? And it's like if I'm still doing my job, what does my clothing have to do with anything? It wasn't nothing ripped or out of place. I was comfortable. But also in that, I said, if I put this same energy I'm putting in these 8 hours into my two businesses, I can be everything that God promised me because that's what I asked for. I asked for my own businesses so I didn't have to work for anybody. And He gave them to me in more ways than one. And I'm so blessed and highly favored for that. And I got in my own way and felt like I had to prove that I could work. Not that I had to, but it's just like when you run in a family, y'all, when you run in a family, like it is better to have a two income household. Like my dude take care of everything, and the money I get, he lets me keep. But at the same time, I got two businesses and he got three. If we put that same energy, them same 8 hours, like I was falling asleep at this computer because they didn't have anything to train me on yet. But don't play solitary, even though we ain't got no work for you. So y'all want me to just sit here? Yeah, but don't just sit here because if the supervisor come by, she gonna be upset. But I don't have nothing to do. You get what I'm saying? Like it's
Right,
just
right,
like
absolutely.
it became too much. Also with me having a pre-existing condition, I have Crohn's disease, and when I get a flare up, it shows up in my hands because I'm stressing, so my hands will flare up, and I get blisters on my hands. Y'all see my hands?
Mm,
Can y'all see?
right, right. Don't need that now. Mm-mm.
These blisters open up. I'm allergic to latex, so I can't put the gloves on. I can't put the ones with the powder. I can't use that. I'm dealing with paper all day. I'm not doing this. I'm not, and like I put in the email, I won't subject myself or other people. It's a virus going around,
Right.
so I had to
Mm-hmm.
not just think about me, I had to think about the people that I was working around. And these are awesome people, you know what I mean? But I had to make that choice, and I had to talk to my boo today. And I love him so much because he sticks by my decisions. You know what I mean? And it's like,
Right,
babe, this what I've been telling you, but I had to let you see for yourself. You know what I mean? So
right, right.
look, it's grind time. Y'all about to see, like for real, Doc, like this nonprofit, Philly Unfiltered, this candy store, we about to be everywhere with it. That you
Right,
don't understand how I sat for 8 hours. Just,
right,
and I think that gave me time to like, God, all right, God, you gave it to me. I'm ready. Cause I was playing. I was playing.
right, right,
I was playing, but I'm on it. Shout out to everybody that do 9 to 5s, but I prayed to God to leave a legacy, not a 9 to 5.
right. And I remember you going through the training and being selected and being excited about the job.
I
I was
was.
happy. I was happy for you. And it's a shame that majority of the people are stuck on that 9 to 5 treadmill. And it reminds me, like something you just said, a book that I read. I think it's called "And Now I Dance." It was about a high corporate lawyer making six figures, high profile law firm, being very successful. But her passion was writing.
Mhm.
And one day she had an epiphany. It's like, if I'm just successful doing something I really don't like, if I put my blood, sweat, and tears and back into something that I love, how successful will I be?
Yeah.
Like you said, you had to be in it to
Yeah.
realize how uncomfortable that
Yes.
seat was, that
Yes.
job was, that
Yes.
said it. It's kind of putting a square peg in a round hole.
Oh,
No matter how you try to make it fit, no, not happening.
yes. And it went against everything that I prayed for. And that it
Right.
was and I tell you, today was a revelation. And I got that phone call about, with Cass, and then like I was already uncomfortable with my hands. I had
Mhm.
made, two gifts for two of the employees, the two ladies that trained me. I had made a chocolate bouquet for one, and I made another basket, like a tea mug in a basket. Um, and being home, I'll take the proper precautions because I'm home. You know what I'm saying? So if I got to
Right.
put a glove, they real quick, and I can wash it off. But I can't keep those gloves on for 8 hours at work. It is detrimental to my hands. And then I gotta wash my hands every 5 seconds. I can't. Like I have, what is it, hyper something eczema. Like I
Mhm.
cannot
Right.
constantly wash my hands and use that sanitizer because it dries up my skin. It is so much with me. So like I just thank God for just constantly speaking to me when I talk to him. And I just thank God for just allowing me to be obedient. You know what I mean? Because I was a piece of work.
Right.
Those times I didn't listen, but I got it. I got it. And I promise you, I'm going to put that work in.
Mhm.
Like, I'm going to put that work in because I was in there. I was a clicking and a clacking, doc. I was getting it. Like, people was
Now,
telling me to
now,
slow down on my work. Like, let your work linger throughout the day. And I'm like, I can't do that. Like, I want to get this done so I can move to the next task. I don't want to spend
absolutely.
8 hours on one task because it
Right.
doesn't take 8 hours. So why am I using 8 hours? You know
Sure.
what I mean?
Sure. Right. Right.
I made so many application packets for that place. They told me to stop. The one guy was like, we don't, okay, like you doing you doing too much. But again, I promise y'all, I will show up and show out. So a couple of comments in here. Yes, Miss Anisha Benelli is blessed and highly favored. Oh, shout out to Mr. Dennis Maurice Dumpson. He was a guest last week. He's an awesome guy. I was just thinking about you too, sir, and I hope you and Mr. Akimba linked because that is awesome. He says his
Absolutely.
spirit is good and don't go nowhere you don't see God. That's fact. That's
Absolutely.
fact.
Absolutely.
Fact. And God
Absolutely.
didn't put me there. I put me there. He'll give you what you want,
What you think you want.
what you think you want, but I want what he has for me. So
Right. Right.
yes, Anisha Bonelli says build your momentum, and I am. And I just I'm a procrastinator. But you know what? I wasn't procrastinating at work. That's the thing. I won't procrastinate under somebody else's rule of thumb.
Right.
But
Right.
I have, the freedom to do. I have my own business, and I'm playing with it. Like that's dumb. I got to tighten up.
Right.
Uh,
But in your procrastination at this time, you know, welcome back.
Thank you.
Take time to breathe, to
Yes.
kind of wind down from that. Just kind of chill, take it all in, and then plan your work, then work your plan.
Yes. I tell you, Doc always got the bars. Like in bars. And Mr. Dennis Maurice Dumpson said you made the right choice. And thank you. And as people, we struggle with that because of the climate that we in, like everything that's happening right now in the world and with money. We struggle with those choices, and it's one of those things like you gotta have faith, and I do, and I trust God to guide my steps because I've been trying to do my own thing for 40 years.
Hmm.
Okay, and he was like, "No."
Wow.
So that's my thing. That's my spiritual. So I got some okay, because y'all know what's next after we do your spin check. Is it gonna play? I told y'all the news you can hear.
Hey,
I told Doc I was gonna get him for you.
absolutely. I appreciate it. I feel official now.
Yes.
We're
Doc
getting there. We're getting there.
officially official with the music. So Doc, what's this news they can use?
Well, I told you all I was discombobulated, so I had a whole bunch of stuff. I deleted some stuff, so it's just scramble board. So I'm gonna just run through it as best as I can, so we can get to our awesome guests as usual. Last Thursday, the Senate passed legislation targeting anti-Asian hate crimes after an uptick in incidents during COVID-19 pandemic. Lawmakers approved the measure 94 to 1. Senator Josh Hawley from Missouri was the only member to oppose the bill. Once again, all this talk and action toward anti-Asian um, hate crimes and attacks and all that other stuff, but nothing for the black and brown people. See, no surprise that almost half of Republicans are saying that the Derek Chauvin case reached the wrong verdict. A total of 46% of the respondents to the CBS NewsHour poll felt as though they reached the wrong verdict. Only 10% of the Democrats said the same thing.
Hmm.
Amber Alert. Amber Alert. Now, we talked about this a little bit before because we were talking about the case of Dante Wright, where the woman, shot him, and then she claimed she was trying to reach him for a taser. Uh, Amber Geiger, name might sound familiar. She's filing for appeal. The Texas Appeals Court is mulling whether to throw out the murder conviction of Amy Geiger for the 2018 killing of Botham John after the Dallas police officer attorney argued that she was acting in self-defense. This is the woman that claimed this man was in her apartment. He was sitting in his apartment eating ice cream. She shot and killed him. She's currently doing a 10-year prison sentence, and she's filing for appeal. So we'll keep posted and see where that goes. Vaccine update. Millions of Americans are not getting the second doses of their COVID-19 vaccine, and their ranks are growing.
Mm.
Slowly but surely, people are getting the first one, they're not getting the second one. There's some talk that if you have been vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask around other people, that type of thing. So this is going to get real ugly real quick
Mhm.
as we try to come out of this thing. Going down to New Orleans, and we're talking about district attorney, and that's going to be a big topic of my news you can use this evening. New Orleans District Attorney Jason Williams is making changes to remedy the excessive sentencing obstacles to parole and convictions made by non-unanimous jurors. In recent years, prosecutors are on a mission to challenge mass incarceration, have been using their power to keep people out of prison, but now they're beginning to turn their attention to those already locked up. So we are seeing some movement in criminal justice reform with some of the DAs in some of the states around the country. So we need to keep abreast of that as well.
Mhm.
Police departments are having a problem because they're having staffing shortages and they're having trouble recruiting people. So this across the country is causing many problems and will do so for some time. The quote is, it's the perfect storm. We are anticipating that the department is going to be understaffed by several hundred members because hundreds of guys are either retiring or taking other jobs and leaving the department. This is also part of this is talking about the defunding the police where, you took our money, so now we can't do our job effectively. So, we're just going to let crime just run through the roof. For those using your telephones, by now a majority probably know that 10-digit dialing is coming. As a matter of fact, 10-digit dialing will be implemented this Saturday, or was implemented this Saturday, April 24th,
Mhm.
when it will not be it's not mandatory at this time, but as of October 24th, 2021, it will be mandatory to use 10-digit dialing. So that means if you're calling somebody, you have to dial the area code and the number. Why are they doing this? Because the FCC is implementing a new 3-digit code 988, which will be used to reach the National Suicide Prevention and Mental Health Crisis Lifeline. The new 3-digit number 988 will work like 911 and other numbers that are being used. So starting October 24th, you're going to have to dial all 10 digits to make a phone call. I don't know if they just bring back the rotary phone, and so you just can't make no phone call.
I promise you that's what I was just thinking about. And if anybody, any of you, like, if anybody saw the post I posted the other day, we rolled up on a payphone, like, and it had a sign that said "works." It said it works. It was in a gas station right around the corner from the house. Like, come on, y'all. Some of
Hmm.
y'all don't even know what a rotary phone is, but we
Absolutely,
go ahead,
absolutely.
Doc. Go ahead, Doc.
I want to get back to the situation of district attorney because May 18th, there are three district attorneys that are running for office. Larry Krasner is our current district attorney. One of his opponents, Carlos Vega, Andrea and I had the pleasure of meeting him at a rally at City Hall not too long ago. and there's another gentleman, Chuck Peruto. So those three gentlemen are running for district attorney. Larry Krasner and Carlos Vega are Democrats, and I think Chuck Peruto is a Republican.
Mhm.
Now, when Larry Krasner first took office, I'm not sure how many years ago, Carlos Vega had been in the district attorney's office. He's one of the lead prosecutors for over 35 years. Um, but when Larry Krasner came into office, when he got elected DA and he looked at the office, he realized that there was a lot of corruption. And he basically gave almost, I would say almost half, if not more, his whole office basically pink slips. One of the ones that he basically let go was Carlos Vega at that point in time. Carlos Vega has been backed by the police officers, the police union, protect the police. So for him to become DA would not be good for the city of Philadelphia, but don't take my word for it. Do your homework, listen to him for yourself. Larry Krasner has come under a lot of heat recently because of the all of the killings in Philadelphia and however they handled the Black Lives Matter. But look at his track record, what he promised when he went office and what he's been doing since then. When you kind of think about casting your vote, it's very easy to say, okay, he's got to go, but you don't really know his track record. I had the pleasure of being on a Zoom call at 7 o'clock, sponsored by Northeast Against Racism, called NEAR. They had a conversation with Barry Krasner where he came on and he talked about his platform. People were able to ask questions. I actually got to ask a question. The question I asked is, a while back they had the federal attorney come in and say that they were going to help the Philadelphia police. And then I also asked, well, it seemed kind of convenient that they came after the man was shot in Center City at 3rd and Chestnut at that point in time. So district attorneys become very, very key. Perfect example, Kentucky, Breonna Taylor. The district attorney was an African American male. He was pretty much in the Trump camp and Mitch McConnell camp. That's why those three officers were not charged in the Breonna Taylor case. Move over to the Derek Chauvin case. The head prosecutor was, um, I just forgot his name just that quick, Ellison, African American. So therefore, he prosecuted the case as should be. So therefore, that case turned out totally different. So the DA plays a very important role in getting these officers held accountable for their actions, their going beyond their training and basically crimes that they are committed. A lot of cases in a lot of states, the district attorney, cities and states for the most part, the district attorney, the prosecutor, and the police are kind of fingers of the same hand. They're kind of all in cahoots together. Where time after time, that's why these police officers don't get charged. So we'll keep an eye on that. I don't know if Kimba is on this evening, but I'll basically move to the next story. The bones of black children killed in the police bombs were used in Ivy League anthropology course. So basically, the bones of moved children, the move bombing in 1985. The bones were basically used as an anthropology study at the University of Penn. So there's a lot of pushback about getting them to release the bones. There's going to be a protest tomorrow at the Penn Museum, which is out by 34th and Spruce, tomorrow at 5:30. I don't have all the details, but this is something, a tragedy. So they're asking for the release of the bones. Give me a second while I kind of get the information correct. I don't want to give out any misinformation. The Moon family is asking that there be a petition being signed supporting demands. Contact Penn, University of Penn, expressing your outage. Join us for a protest at Penn Museum tomorrow at 5:30. List of demands include immediate return of the remains of Alicia and Tree Africa, full investigation of Penn and Princeton's role in the unethical possession of their remains, fire Penn faculty and curator Janet, Monge, I guess that's how you pronounce it, a formal apology from Princeton and Penn. I think Penn did issue an apology and reparation for these atrocities. So if you're around tomorrow, around University of Penn about 5:30, please come down and show support about what is going on. There was a rally for Walter Wallace out at Malcolm X Park not too long ago. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the news you can use. It was a lot, but I wanted to run through it as much best as we could so we could get to our guests.
Yes.
I feel I should be typing when that comes on, typing my news story.
That is so awesome. That is so awesome. But yes, guys, that's the news you can use. Listen, it's a lot. It's a lot happening, and I did tag Akimba in the comments, bro. If you watching or if you see this, please come on and maybe you can give us some more information about that. And guys, if y'all don't know about the 1985 move bombing that happened in West Philadelphia, like they bombed like whole couple blocks. We showed that video last year when we first started. We had a whole panel about it, and I think we should do it again. That I think
Well, the anniversary's coming up. Was it May 13th?
then let's go.
Anniversary's coming up. Yeah,
Then let's go. We're gonna do a whole anniversary show,
that's true.
and we want to talk about it. So if you're watching, if you're interested, if you know somebody that might be interested in that conversation, send them through. Okay.
Absolutely.
So, like Doc said, we're about to get into our guests. We got a couple of comments right here. Miss Anisha Bonelli. I think this was to the comment you made about the jail. Doc?
There's mass incarceration.
Yes, in the mass
Right.
incarceration. Um, okay, guys, so hold on, because y'all know we got to be fancy. So if y'all saw the flyer, we have a gentleman coming on right now. He is um a younger gentleman. And I smile because y'all know how we feel about the youth, and y'all know how we make jokes about the millenniums. But I don't call people that when they are doing things like our guests. Like, I say this all the time. I don't care how old you are. Like, if you're doing something positive and it makes sense, and I get something from it, then I have no problem with you leading. I have no issue with it. And when you think about positive role models, regardless of his past, like this is the type of young man that y'all need around y'all sons. So we gonna talk about that too. Not these rappers, like people that y'all never meet. Like let them look up to like local celebrities. Like I call my cousin hood famous all the time because he makes great music. So we got a lot of hood famous people around here. We got a lot of community superheroes. You know what I mean? Look, shout out already from Miss Kayla Nicole Brown. She said, "Okay, Stanley." Like he didn't get he gets shout out, so y'all already know how dope he is. That's how y'all know when we play it. Like so, let me get fancy. I'm gonna get real fancy, and I'm so fancy. Then I'm gonna put boom.
Boom.
Oh, look at him, and he fly like, and he know how to dress. Like, okay, we about to get all in his business. Okay, he's single, y'all better shoot y'all shot. So as we always do, because y'all know I'm a fake DJ. Okay. Can I get Stanley back? There he goes. So we going this is by Mr. Stanley's request. We got Nipsey Hustle, grinding all my life. We can only do 30 seconds, but let's go.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why.
Well, wait a minute. That's a whole vibe. Like, what's happening with that? That's a whole vibe. Like, I'm feeling you already, Stanley. So, guys, I would like for us to introduce you to our guest, Mr. Stnley Browning. Hello. So, he coming on a peaceful, like, kumbaya, Yahoo. Like, I'm feeling you, bro. How are you?
He's Philly smooth. He's Philly smooth. That's what he do.
Yes.
What's up?
Thank
What's up?
you. Yes. Thank
What's
you.
up, boss? Thanks for coming.
No
Yes.
problem. Anytime, anytime.
Listen, I'm about to be so hyped because again, Miss Kayla Nicole Brown said, "Okay, Stanley." Then we got Miss Cheyenne Davis say, "Yes, Stan." Like they coming through, like the woo, like they digging you
What,
right.
what what can I say? I got the best support group in the nation.
I see. That's so
What can I
dope.
say?
Yes, and Miss Anisha Benelli is feeling your zen. Like, yes, we all about the zen in here. He came in very peaceful. So that's so dope. Welcome again to Philly Unfiltered, where we are unapologetically opinionated. So please don't apologize for your opinion. We say what we say, we mean what we mean.
I know
Respectfully.
that's right.
Respectfully. So so we about to get this interview started. So just to let you know, like I let everybody know, Doc come through with the best questions. Okay. So we all
All right.
yes, Akimba, bro, he's in the house. Bro, we would love for you to come in after the interview, to shed some light on the situation that's going on tomorrow with the move bombing and everything the doctor said. So I'm gonna put the link in a second, but I gotta introduce this awesome king right here that's about to come on. So like I said, Doc got good questions, so I'm gonna get my little bitty questions out the way. Okay. So welcome,
Real
sir.
quick.
Yeah,
It wouldn't be my style if I didn't say it.
come on.
I dress down. You feel me? I'm usually a suit tie guy. Everybody who know me know that's usually how I come when I gotta come. Right. Usually when I speak to students,
All right.
I dress down. But when it's things like this, I usually dress up. But it was 8:30. I had to get a quick shower, throw something on real quick. So
They say
That's mine.
you supposed to dress for the job you want. You feel me?
hey, I
Here we
feel
chilling.
you.
So even you call it dressed down, but we say you still dressed up. I'm dressed down. Okay.
We ain't got no wardrobe budget. What you
Like I
talking
got no
about?
shoes on. Like we know how. Like
That's fine.
but
That's it,
thank
man.
you for coming, Stanley. And guys, again, I met Stanley at one of George's events. George Wally Seif is the bro. Shout out to you. You know we're gonna do talk about him in the community superhero shout outs. That's where I met Mr. Stnley Browning. I've actually saw him speak twice. Okay. And if y'all ever seen me talk with the microphone, okay, this young man got some things to say. So I'm gonna stop talking because I'm hyped. And I'm gonna let him
Okay.
tell you about his self. Because I wrote it down. You are a part of a team called that's your cue.
Oh, cool. Sorry. Yeah. So I'm the founder of Few Motivation. Our slogan is Lead, Expand, and Impact. Started in the 11th grade, had my first ever engagement 11th grade. And I think that, what's weird about it is I didn't even know that I like speaking, right? I tell my friends all the time, like, bruh, I'm the introverted type. Like, I'm not trying to be like in the front lines, right? But when I heard the stories that I was being told when I was younger, it was always you wanted the mic in your hand. You always was saying the same things that you're saying now, right? You
Mhm.
were saying it when you were younger. You always been an intelligent kid. So um, I feel like this was always the path that I was going to take, but I just didn't know. So I guess the first piece of advice, right, that I would give while I'm here, a good nugget, right, is if you want to find your purpose, sometimes you have to go listen to the stories about what you were doing when you were younger, right?
Mhm.
Your younger years hold a story which can hold your passions, which can be maybe the thing that you call it.
Well, okay. So he already with these gems. He dropping
Gotta
them. He
gotta drop
started
some
off
nuggets out here.
early. Bars. He got nuggets. Okay, so this is what we doing. How old are you, Stanley?
I'm 20 years old. Yeah. Uh, first engagement. So I'm 29. I had my first engagement at 17.
So I said that so y'all can know as y'all listen to him speak and why Petit Picasso is grinning from ear to ear. He's 20 years old, and I'm gonna let that settle in your spirit. So those three words, because I wrote them down. This is not mine. You're over here. I'm reading my story. This is all you, Stanley, right here. Lead, expand, impact.
Mhm.
Why those three words?
Right. So I mean, that's just what my purpose is, right? When I go speak, I'm trying to create a new group of leaders, right? And specifically, while you're in school. So generally, my target is middle school through high school. And so I'm trying to teach them how to be leaders. The same things that it took me years and years to learn, I'm trying to teach them that, while I have that time with them. Just like I said, because what I like to say is lead while others follow, right? Then we got expand. Listen, it's simple. If you're not expanding, you're sinking. And if you're sinking, you're going to hit the bottom. And if you hit the bottom, you can't have an impact. And if you can't have an impact, then you can't leave a legacy. Um, so and all of us can have an impact, right? And so what my main thing to do here is just to have an impact on students, right? Whether and look, more specifically students, right? Like I said, middle school, high school, but there's events that I've been to where I've spoken at corporate engagements and I've had people come up to me. So the overall thing is just to have an impact on people, whoever I come across, right? Whatever I can say to try to help them get through and tell them, like, listen, I know where you at, but you got to get to where you got to get to because there's somebody dependent on you to get there because you got to help them, right? And so it's all about the impact also. So that's where those three things really came from.
You can I be your friend? Like you
Hey,
know,
I thought we was already cool.
I know that I ain't want to jump the gun because you know how you be feeling somebody. You be like, I like them. I want to be their friend. They be like, no new friends. So
Right.
permission and like he's so dope, yo. Like, listen, perfect comment. What you say, Miss Anisha Benelli? Wow. Period.
Post Malone.
Like period. Like, oh my gosh. Oh, listen. Cheyenne Davis said, "Be beautiful, Stan. I'm so proud of you. Everybody else here is so proud of you too. I'm gonna support you to the ends of the earth and then some." Oh my,
I
okay.
told you, I got the best support group in the nation.
Listen, that is so dope. And who's this? Darius Abal Saxby, my guy.
That's my little brother right there.
What's up, little bro? How you doing? I'm gonna put the link in there, little bro. If you wanna jump on after the interview and say something, we gonna put that in there for y'all so y'all can talk to the man with the master plan right here. So you broke those words down
Mhm.
for me.
And not to cut you off, but I want to add something real quick, right? And so I think that what's also special about what I've done is just because my little brother here just hit me to say it is that when I started this, right, I was thinking like, okay, this is something that I can do. But now that I'm here, like I got my little brother on my team and I got two of my best friends from high school on my team now. And it's like, it's crazy to think that something that I started, right, to help others. And
Mhm.
now I've started something where I could take the strengths where there were times where teachers didn't see their strengths and things like that. I can take their strengths because I know them on a personal level, a level that teachers didn't know them on, and I can use their strengths and we can build together, grow together. And I think that's what it's all about, right? Taking the people that you was at the bottom with and trying to and working your way up to that top level. And so I'm glad that I was able to create something to where now my friends and my little brother can be here with me and we can do this thing together.
That's so dope. He's so awesome. Oh, I just want to hug him. So, so in your bio, you say you are from West Philly,
Mm-hmm.
right? Right. And
Yep.
again, guys, that's what that move bombing was at is in West Philly.
Yep. Yep.
Say Dave, come on. So, how was it like growing up in West Philly? What was Stanley's like in West? What was your life like in West Philly?
Uh,
I'm from North, like all day. From North Philly, like all day,
I
always.
mean,
I never lived out West Philly.
I lived in West Philly. Where you at in West?
40th Street area.
45th and
So 50th and Parish, you know where that's at.
yeah, I know what that is. I'm on
Okay.
the other
Yeah.
side. I was like 52nd and Chestnut, 51st and Hazel. But I remember Parish. I'm in Parish. I know where you at. Okay.
Kimba said West Side. I know that's right, bro. So yeah, what was that like? What was 15-year-old Stanley like growing up in West Philly?
What age we talking?
15.
Oh, that was 10th grade. Okay. Uh, I mean, it was I was really to myself, ninth, 10th grade. So West Philly itself, I was just in the house. and unless I was going out with my friends, but that was mainly after school. So, and then high school wise, same thing. I just hung with my friends, and if it wasn't that, I stayed to myself, and just uh, I don't know. It was just I was just letting at 15. I was just letting my imagination run rapid. So and I'll be 100% honest with you. School was not my top priority when I was 15. So yeah, just I was in the stage. I'll say this, and I said this in a book that I'm about to put out. Hopefully in July is what we're looking at. But I said this in there. At that time, I was still figuring out who I was, right? And
Mhm.
so 10th grade, it was that stage of getting to know people, and just figure out the things that I like, um, and discover what it is that I wanted to do, and how I can help other people. I mean, that's just always something that I wanted to do, and so it just took for me to get through that thing of I'm not old enough to do this. I'm not old enough to do that. That was really my mindset then, and then so it took me 2 years, of course, to pull that trigger, but pretty much where I was 15, growing up in West Philly.
Okay, okay. He's trying to be modest, y'all, but y'all know who we got coming up next with them questions. I'm going to pass it to Doc E. Go ahead, Doc, get
Nah, nah, nah. He good, he good. So when you said that you're not a fan of school, is that just typical, kids don't like school, they don't want to go to school, they rather be anywhere but school? What was about school that you just, that didn't really speak to you, or, you felt as though it was to pique your interest at any point?
Curriculum. Uh,
Hmm.
to be honest with you, the curriculum, right? And so, um, just the whole thing of math, science, reading, tests, it ain't my thing, And so, um, I had to figure out, of course, how to maneuver around that because I didn't have no choice but to go.
Mhm.
But the curriculum, the whole setup of it just wasn't for me. I like to say I'm a free bird, right? I like to just
Mhm.
fly, and
Right.
school just wasn't allowing me to fly. So
It was kind of just kind of constraining you for the most part, just kind of keeping you, tied you down. But with
yeah,
school, so why didn't you just drop out if it wasn't for you?
so, number one, it's high school, right? Let's
Yeah.
be real. Like, listen, I say this all the time, right? Like, when you look at it, like my dad, my grandmom, right? My aunt, my cousin, my sister, they all had high school diplomas. The least I could at least do is get a high school diploma, bro.
Right.
You
Wasn't an
feel me?
option.
So,
Wasn't an option.
right. Nah,
And,
you don't get that option when you have my backstory.
right,
You
right.
don't get the option to quit. So
So in school, were there like any favorite teachers or mentors that kind of help you walk through this, that you kind of had your back, so to speak?
yeah. So my principal was one. Me and him actually got close more so around 11th grade year. We connected throughout. So I was the top bowler in my school. Like I was just good at bowling, huh?
Right,
Right. And
right.
so he liked bowling, and so that got us connected. Then another teacher was Mr. Nicastro. Like he was just a cool teacher. So
Hmm.
he like we could just talk about whatever. And he was that teacher where let's just be real, like he wasn't trying to be proper with it. My man's he might say some foul stuff to you, but he gonna be
Right,
saying it out of love, and you know that. He'll tell
right.
you about his backstory, things like that. He wasn't trying to be a perfect teacher, and so it was easier to relate to him as a
Hmm.
person other than a teacher. And so that's the two people I can say helped me. Mr. Hill also was a chemistry teacher. He helped me too. He taught me through some things in high school for real.
Right.
So,
So coming out of high school,
mhm.
what was the plan? What was the plan coming out of high school? Once you got your diploma, what was the next step?
A lot of people don't know this. I knew I wasn't gonna go to college, but
Not for
I had,
everybody.
I had to have like something, right? And
Right.
so to opt out of college without saying I'm not going, I didn't
Mhm.
just say, yo, I'm not going to go. I made it look like I was going to go to CCP. I mean, I'm talking about I went to the open house and everything, the whole nine. Um, but the whole plan was to just do this, speak. I this is one thing that I know that no matter how long it take, I can't give up on. And so there's no degree that can do this for you. There's not a communication degree that can uh, build you up in this business, right? I mean, it might be able to help for some, but
Mhm.
at the end of the day, uh, I knew that it wasn't going to be it for me, and I knew that I didn't need it, and that's why I think it's important that I have my mentor, right? And so I got my mentor actually. Since we're on this topic, I got my mentor back in high school, but he helped me a lot
Mhm.
after high school, and so sticking around him and my principal was the two things I do the most right now. They're my two mentors. Sticking around
Right.
them often, and that's I say, and I say this all the time, right? I didn't go to school, but I went to school, right? And
Mhm.
so I say that as this: I'm always around my mentors. They're always giving me knowledge and gems and nuggets. On top of that, I bought my mentor's course for speaking, right? So
Mhm.
at the end of the day, no, I didn't pay the 25,000 or 15,000, whatever it is for a degree, but I still had to pay for my education.
Right.
You feel me? And
Mhm.
I'm continuously doing that,
Mhm.
learning how to get better in the field that I'm in, right?
Right.
So
But how do you go back from being an introvert
mm,
to doing what you do now when public speaking is most people's greatest fear? You can't drag people kicking and screaming to get up in front of a class or a group of people to say anything. They freeze. So how's that transition go?
listen, man, I'm still an introvert. Nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed.
Uh-huh.
Um, but when I'm in front of a crowd,
Mhm.
my fears don't matter.
Right.
I gotta put all that on the back burner. Whatever I'm afraid of, that gotta
Mhm.
go, right? Whatever it is that my mind trying to tell me, like, oh, there's a crowd of 100 people. That's a lot of people. That doesn't matter. I understand that there's people in that crowd who need to hear what I gotta say. Because if I don't
Right.
say what I have to say and I let fear take over, they don't get the
Mhm.
message.
Right.
Or what's even scarier is than not getting the message is they get some of the message,
Mm,
but they
Mhm.
don't get exactly what they needed because I chose not to say something because of fear,
Right.
right.
right?
Mhm.
And so I can't let being an introvert get in the way of what I gotta do.
Right.
And so I just go up there, suck it up,
Mhm.
and let's go for this hour. We gotta do what we gotta do.
Before
I
you
think
ask
it's
that next,
also easier. I
wait,
think it's
Doc,
also easy. Go ahead.
Doc, before you ask that next question, because I wanted to say something about what he
Sure.
said about fear and not saying something. We also have to do that in regular conversation. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? You think about that in friendships and relationships, like, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna say this because you know what I mean, but it's what my girlfriend always tell me, say what you say, but take the sting out of it. We don't always have to load our guns to make insults to get our point across. You know what I mean? We don't always have to hit below the belt to get our point across. You know what I'm saying? I go ahead.
That's the difference. And so people call me a speaker, but I'm a communicator, right? And that's the difference between speaking and communicating. If you don't learn how to communicate, you can't have an impact in this field. You're not there to speak. People don't just want to hear you jibble jabble, ramble, ramble. One, you need to know what you're talking about,
Come on.
but you also need to know how to communicate with who's in front of you. I don't speak to sixth graders and seventh and eighth graders the same way that I speak to high school students. If I come out with the same and the energy doesn't change, But there's times where I can get super passionate when I'm talking to
Hmm.
corporate America, or when I'm talking to college students, when I'm talking to high school students. But I understand that when I'm talking to middle schoolers, if you get loud with them, they're gonna take it a certain way. They
Absolutely.
they're not gonna say it the same. Then I'm sorry, they're not gonna pick it up the same way.
Yes,
And
they
so
perceive it the same.
I had to learn how to communicate with different audiences, and knowing who's in that audience matters. And so yeah.
Yeah, and that's even with like even with your friends. Your friends think it as them as an audience. They matter too. Like, would you want to
Mm-hmm.
offend your audience? You know what I mean? And I like that. He said, "I'm not a speaker. I'm a communicator." He got
Yeah, I'm a
you got
communicator,
like
and I think that it's
bites.
important that you start building your circle up around people who will tell you the truth, bro. If you ain't doing nothing, you need to know that you ain't doing nothing, because
Yeah.
if you're not telling them, they're gonna think everything's perfectly fine, and everything's not perfectly fine, right? And what I like and what I like about family, and people don't like family sometimes, but to be real honest with you, family will tell you things that your friends just won't. Your family understand. Listen, you can hate, at least my family, right? You can hate me, and I'm fine with that.
Hmm.
You do that on your own time, but I'm gonna still let you know, right? And you ain't gotta like what I say. I feel like when it comes to friendships, we get so caught up in, I don't want to lose this person, and I don't want to hurt their feelings. Listen, if you want to go into business, you scrap that. People will take full advantage of you
Yeah.
if you try to be nice and buddy buddy with everybody. They will tear you apart,
Yeah.
right? And so you need to figure out how to do that with your friends first before you even get into business. Because if you can't do it with your friends, when it comes to these people, they gonna eat you alive, and they're gonna rip you off every dime they possibly can. They will say, listen, I deserve a 50% off deal, and you can't even tell them why they don't.
Listen, and I'm gonna say this in case y'all missed the first part when I said it. In case y'all didn't know how old I am, I am 41 years old, and I am just learning that. For one, I've never had my own business, and this young man at 20 is preaching what some of my friends, I'm 41, have been preaching to me. So when we tell you he dropping gems, I don't care how old you are. If you got the information, it's free. I'm paying attention. Ain't that right, Doc? Like, let's go. We got
And the
comments,
fact is,
Doc.
use the this is what I say, right? Yeah, and you can ask my friend, you can ask my little brother, anybody who's around me. I will be honest with you, 100% of the time. I don't need to hold back. As long as you know that what I'm saying to you is out of love, and you can have whatever view you have about what I say to you. That's you have every right to think that, right? You have every right to do that. I can't change your view. That ain't my job. I'm gonna tell you what I see, right? And it's either you gonna choose to switch it up, or you gonna stay where you at. And that's on you. But as long as you know that I'm coming out of love, and you gotta use those conversations as practice,
Mm,
right? You in speaking and the communication business, right? You need repetition. It's just like when I'm on stage. The more that you're on stage, the better you get. So the more comfortable you get with the uncomfortable, which is telling people how it is, which you can start with your friends, right? Because all
right,
of us got some things all of us got some things that we have to be told. If you
right,
can start with your friends, that's practice. Now, of course, the first few times it's not gonna be come off the way that you think that it should come off. It's not gonna be as easy as you think it should, right? But as you do it, and that don't mean just go around and try to point out all your friends' flaws, because all of us got some skeletons in the closet.
facts.
But as you see things that are what I like to call detrimental to their legacy, as
Mm,
you see those things, say it, right? Say it, and figure out how to say it in a way that comes off where, okay, we can have a conversation and not an argument. Because we don't want an argument. We just need to have a conversation here, right? Um, and as you learn how to do that with your friends, when it comes to other people and other aspects of your life, you'll be better off because you got that repetition.
this young guy. I'm so glad we're friends now. He's awesome. because you speak in my language. Doc, listen, these are the conversations that Doc and I have because as seasoned as we are, some of us still go through those situations, and those are gems that need to be dropped. My girlfriend always tell me, take the sting out of it, and that means take the attitude and the hurt. Like Stanley said, let the person know I'm coming from a place of love. You know what I mean? And no, we don't have to point out, the flaws or whatever. But if it's detrimental to your legacy, I like that. You know what I mean?
It's
Then I'm gonna
detrimental
speak
to your
on that.
legacy. Yep.
That's me, and I speak with so much passion. I'm not an introvert or introvert. I'm a lot of things, and a prophet is one of them. So if you're my friend, then I have seen something that I have to share with you, and I know what's going to happen if you don't water these seeds. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it's detrimental to your legacy. So
I
I'm passionate
mean,
about it.
I think
And people, like, they might take that as, oh, she trying to tell me what to do, and it's not that at all. I can't tell nobody what to do because I'm still going through my traumas. I'm still healing. I'm still doing all of those things. But with who I am, like, understand who I am.
right.
You know what I mean? And it's being detrimental to your legacy. And I'm just trying to, give you a word.
And
Mhm.
understand that, like, and understanding that there are going to be times where you slip up and you're going to say things the way that you didn't intend to say them. Because guess what? This is a practice that's going to go on for the rest of your life. Communication is not something that you just learn and it's, oh no, you learn this every single day. This is something because every day you run into a new person and everybody speak different languages. We all might speak English in America, but guess what? Everybody speak different languages. So it's kind of like how it is over text, right? You might use big words and somebody might be like, you might be saying like an excitement, but they're gonna be like, bro, you yelling at me?
Oh
You
my
might use exclamation points, and once again, you might be like, "Yo, let's go!" And
God.
to them, it's like, "Bro, why you gotta be yelling at me, dog? What's going on here, right?"
I don't know
And
what
so,
I don't mean to
it,
cut you off. I don't know where Doc went, but we talk about that all the time. My dude always say, babe, you don't LOL enough. When I'm texting.
you, and the LOL is just a little bit more sugar, so that
Right,
you
right.
feel me?
I get it. And I was just telling somebody I don't like one thing you should never do is, and I think no, it was our guest from last week. I said to him, someone told me one thing you should never do is business via text. You know
Say
what I
that
mean?
again.
And someone had told me you should never do business via text
Mm.
because it can come off, you know what I mean, the
But yeah,
wrong
it could come
way.
off. It come off so many different
Like,
ways.
that's the worst thing. But also too with your friends, like, you got to be mindful of the way you text it. Because if I'm texting fast and I forget a word, and you know what I mean, now you like, what, who you talking to like that? And it's just like, I
Yeah.
just forgot one word can change the whole narrative of the
Mhm.
text message. And I want to say, so Anisha Benelli said you are the most introvert extroverted person I know. That's why I couldn't. I'm a little bit of everything because I have my moments.
But
But
you know what? The key, what I've learned, and like I said, I'm not saying these things saying like, oh, I've mastered communicating, right? I haven't. Like I said, this is something that I'm going to be learning to the day that I'm in the grave.
hmm
All of us are, and so you're gonna have those slip ups. You can't be afraid to fail. But when you make the hiccup, if they take it the wrong way, be humble. Like Kendrick Lamar says, sit down, be humble,
I love
and
this
go
song.
to them and be like, listen, I don't know what part made it seem like I was coming off to be aggressive. I apologize.
Facts.
Um, and I hope that we can work together to get past this.
Right.
I am going to try harder to learn your communication language because
Facts.
obviously I don't know it enough. And just telling them that
And you,
because
you know
that's
what's
just the
funny?
fact.
People will take that like, oh, he being a smart ass. And it's not that anybody's being a smart. I'm trying to meet you where you are. Not saying that I'm smarter than you or any of that. I'm just saying our communication has to be met at a level. So apparently one of us is not communicating. Like,
Mhm.
so let's meet each other where we at. So where you at? So and
Right.
then so we can actually have that good dialogue. I don't know what happened to Doc. He is not in the studio anymore. So I'm gonna read a couple questions and then we're gonna go into a quick music break. I'm going to put the link up there. I know Doc got a couple more questions, and then we're gonna do
There you go. There you
what
go.
is
Ah,
uh
sorry about that, folks.
That's fine, Doc. We glad to have you back. You back and you black. He brown and
I
he
can
black.
hear you. I just got my screen just froze, but
See, it's
I
always
love
something
it.
happening.
Someone said false evidence appearing real. I love it. Yep,
Yep,
fear.
Miss
Yep.
Anisha Finelli.
And all of us, and what the thing is, all of us have fears, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is a gem that I'll drop before uh break. All of us have fears. But you once again going back to legacy, is you when you die, you're remembered for something. Okay? You're gonna be remembered for something. What are people going to say when you're at your funeral? What are people going to say when you're just dead and gone? And what are people going to say when they got to come to your tombstone? How are they going to talk about you around other people in other rooms? Because even when you die, people gonna remember you. Somebody gonna bring your name up, right? And so
Mhm.
you want to be known as a person where they say, you know what, this kid had all the fear in the world. He did, but he did it. Or this person had all the fear in the world and they still didn't bust a move,
Mm.
right? And
Right.
someone told me the other day, we were saying that I was telling them like, yo, bro, I'm a drop, I'm a drop the information to do a workshop over Zoom, right, for students. And my man was like, you still talking about it? He was like, yo, if you're gonna do it, bust a move. Like, what you still talking for? You said you was gonna do it, cool. You still telling me though?
Exactly.
And a lot of times when we have fear,
Hmm.
and it made me realize a lot of times when we have fear, we want validation.
Right. Right.
You got your fears is there. So instead of you getting over your fears, you want to
Hmm.
go to everybody else and get everyone else's approval to do something. But the moment that somebody say, I don't think you should do that, that's what's funny is that's what most people is looking for. The people that
Right.
saying yes, no, that ain't what you're looking for.
Hmm.
You want someone to you want
Validate your
someone to
procrastination.
validate your fear and adopt it with you. Because
Right.
when they telling you no, that's what they're doing. They're adopting that fear with you.
Mm.
You're
Mm-mm.
telling them, yeah, you're right. I don't want to do
You're right. You
that.
can't do that. No, yeah, you're
Right. Right.
exactly right. So they're
Right.
adopting that fear with you. And
Hmm.
sometimes it can come out of being, I care for that person, but
Hmm.
if you're gonna do it, bro, bust a move. Just stop,
Right.
stop looking for everybody's validation to do it. Just go ahead and do it. You know from day one if you're gonna do it or not. Let's be
Right.
real. You're gonna give
Right.
it some thought and you know if you're gonna do it or not. So
Right.
bust a move.
Right. Or people tell you you can't do it, and then they'll do
Facts. Those
it.
people.
Right.
They'll take your dream and run with it.
But that's that's another level of if I let them do it, they might take my spot. That's all
Right.
that is. Oh, that's what that
Mm-hmm.
is.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Facts.
that's a fear, but that's
Mm-hmm.
fear of you might be my man, but I
Mm-hmm.
know how good you are, and you
Right.
might just take my spot. So don't do it, and so I can do
Mm-hmm.
it. So then, but
Right.
see, the thing is, just the thing, it don't matter. You know why? Because at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
when you see them do it, you something should tell you, let me bust that move. And if you are
Mm-hmm.
if you are who you say you are, and you as good as you say you as good as, you're gonna
Right.
pass them anyway. So it doesn't matter how quick they got to the spot, you still gonna
Right.
get ahead of them because they're
Right.
not on your level. They're not
No,
in your
because
lane.
your vision is your vision. How they see it,
Exactly.
they're just taking a little snippet. You got the whole package.
And they can never do it as good as you. No one, I don't care how many people in Las Vegas try to reenact Michael Jackson, no one will ever be as authentic as the real Michael Jackson.
Nope.
Right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's the
Right.
same thing as everything else in life. It
Mm-hmm.
There could be someone right now saying, I want to be Stnley Browning. What I tell them, what I say to you, if you're saying that is, go be you. The world don't need another me. They have me.
Facts.
But what the world needs is a whole new you. So when work for me, you can take my spot. I ain't scared of you taking my spot. But what I don't want you to do is to look at my speeches and try to take my speeches and turn them into your speech. They don't need that. They don't need another Stnley Browning story. They need a you story. The
Right.
world has a whole me.
Stanley.
Mm-hmm.
Stanley. I'm your friend to the end. I promise you, I just want to hug. Like you speaking my language. From now on, anytime I see you, it's going to be like, bro.
Right.
Bro, what's up, bro? We family now.
Right.
Like,
Right.
listen, we
Mm.
gotta go to a music break. I hope y'all paid attention to what's happening right now. Doc and I always say the information is free. All y'all pay is attention.
Information changes situations.
You drop another bar before this music, okay?
Information changes situations.
Yo, that listen, when oh he got me, I done lost my train of thought. Like y'all
And
crazy.
and
No,
and this what I'll this is what I'll do for you, right?
Right.
After we get to the end of this, I'll drop I'll drop 6 nuggets just for free, just free 6 free nuggets for you.
six
Just
free
six
nuggets
free
with
nuggets.
some sauce.
That's
Okay.
it.
Six
That's
And
right.
a,
free
And a
nuggets.
biscuit.
I got
and a
And a
you.
biscuit.
biscuit. They better
And
than
a biscuit.
McDonald's, they better than Wendy's, and Burger King. Okay. So y'all listen,
Just
listen,
just
y'all.
just just because I know that there's people on here who who are looking. I'm pretty sure there's someone on here, right, that's looking, or someone who's going to play this back, and they're just looking for something. Yo, I don't know what to do. I'm gonna give them 6 free
All right,
gems.
well, you hold them gems. You hold them gems. So y'all listen, we gonna do a quick music break really quick. I gotta get a like a little logo for our music break. So I'm gonna put this show. Oh no, 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 no. Okay, I'm gonna put that joint. So this one, again inspired by Doc. This one is called Grandma's Hands by Bill Withers. We're gonna turn this up so y'all can hear it. Okay. If y'all know music,
Grandma's hands clapped in church on Sunday morning. Grandma's hand played a tambourine so well. Grandma's hand used to issue out a warning. She'd say,
if y'all
Billy, don't
listening,
you run so fast. Might
when it
fall
come
on a
on, it's
piece of
another
glass.
song that got that same beat. If y'all
Might
know
be
the
snakes
song, put
there
it
in
in the
that
comments.
grass. Grandma's hand.
Listen, shout out to all the grandmas out here. Doc be having like the best songs, man.
Love them grandmas. Love them grandmas.
I wish we could keep it going longer. Like grandmas, like shout out to all the grandmoms that's still on this earth living and being grandmas. Shout out to all the grandmothers that we lost. The great grandmothers. Of course, y'all know I love me some LMA. Rest peacefully always, mama. You know, I
Hmm.
wish I could have met LMA Morel. She's an awesome woman. So yeah, shout out to Miss Joyce Morel. These my boo mom and his grandma. So those are Cheyenne's grandmommies. So shout out to them. May they continue to rest well. So y'all, yeah, thank y'all. We back, we black, we brown and around. So that was a quick music break. That was Bill Withers' Grandma's Hands, if y'all wanted to know the song. So I want to read a couple of these comments, okay? Because Stanley, like, he popping. And people leaving like crazy comments. If y'all didn't know who we got the founder of Few Motivation, Mr. Stanley Browning. Okay. So let me go, let me go, let me go. Okay, we had somebody telling you to preach when you was dropping them gems, and Stanley said he gonna drop some more before he go. Okay. Again, Miss Anisha Benelli said I'm the most introvert, extroverted person. She's absolutely the same way, but you know, we're awesome sauce. She also said acknowledging how people communicate goes a long way. That is so so true. We were speaking about communication and the way that it goes. You know what I mean? Like Stanley said, he's not would you say you're not a
I'm not a speaker. I'm a
speaker, he's a
communicator.
communicator. I know that's right. I did to preach. Oh, no means next opportunity. That's absolutely right. And we were talking about the how people are different types of people and how I want you to be my friend. And Darius, a bossy, a boss Saxby says Stan is different. I see that. He is my type of he bro right now. He's family. And like we tell anybody that comes on this show, please don't make this a one time thing. Like, don't make this a one stop shop. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you come back, you're always welcome. The door is always open. Um,
Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Darius also said one of 11 heard that. Anisha, she said she liked that phrase. Yes, no diggity, no doubt. Sample that beat. Anisha always on time. I was about to go. My shoulders be like, okay, but I, you know, I'm also an old head, so I didn't know that's where that originated. You know, Doc's a little bit more seasoned than me. You know, even though Doc looks like he's 32. Okay.
133.
Man full of wisdom and wisdom. So thank y'all for all the comments that's coming through. And again, thank you, Stanley, for being here with us. So we're gonna take a if Doc got any more questions, we're going to take some questions from Doc. I put the link up for you guys in the comments, and here you go. If you want to come in, if you have any questions for Stnley, if you want to send your brother that link that I sent you to your phone, if you want to text it to him, if you want to come on and say
Oh, all right.
something. Also, bro, Akimba, if you still watching, please let me know so I could text you the link so you can come in after the interview so we can get more info on
The stream link.
yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you could just share that to him and let him know he can come in if he wanna, talk. We would like to introduce him to our friends as well. So Doc, you got any more questions you want to
The
ask?
question I have is, in in education, going through K through 12, they usually say middle school. I'm not sure what grade they kind of target, and they kind of say use like if you don't get them by then, you kind of lose them at that point.
Right.
Do you see that necessarily in your work, or
Uh,
that's geared to a certain grade?
I'm sorry. Ask the question one more time. My apologies.
The question is like in going through school,
Mhm.
going through like K through 12. They
Right.
feel as though middle school is where that make it or break it, where you either get the kids or you lose them at that point. Do you see that in what you're doing, that you feel as though you're focusing on a particular grade because that's where you could possibly lose them at that point?
Now, you can reach anybody at any stage.
Hmm.
Once again, it's going to come down to how you communicate. How you,
Right,
one, how do you communicate to them? What helps me is when most people go speak, they're not 20 years old. They're not set. There wasn't 17-year-old me. They weren't 18. They weren't 19. They're listening to this from people that's usually in their 30s or 40s.
right,
It's much harder to listen to a person that's in their 30s or 40s because that's all you're hearing people that say it. That's all you that's all you're hearing it from people in their 30s and 40s trying to tell you. And it's like, yo, you sound like my mom's nagging me. You sound like my
right,
dad getting on my nerves. But when a
right.
person that's 17, 18, 19, 20, and that's why I think this is the best time I got to take advantage of these years that I have because you think that I'm going to lose them in high school. No, I'm going to lose them when I turn 30.
Right.
That's how I feel.
Hmm.
You see? So
Right.
it's more easy to relate to him now. And it's much easier for them to listen to me now because it's like he's closer to my age. He understands,
Right. Right.
you know. So it's not nah. I don't target him because that's where I feel like I'm gonna lose him. You can catch him on any stage. You can
Right.
change someone's life at any point.
Mhm. So the team that you have, are they mostly people that you grew up with, friends of yours, the people that you have in your team that kind of help do what you do?
Right. Yep. Yep.
Huh?
So my little brother and then two of my high school friends. Um, they do the backhand work, right? So they do the
Right,
things that y'all don't see.
right,
And a lot of people like, yo, you a good speaker. I'm like, yeah, but you gotta see the support that I have on the back end. And to be more honest with you, right, my team is even bigger than that because anyone who supports me, we call them team members. In my business,
right,
they're team members. You automatically become a team member once you support me. So
right,
because your support is part of what keeps me going, right?
right.
So
So how many times have you gone back to your high school to speak?
we've been there about six times. Yeah, and
And
I'm looking to actually my mentor, like I say, my principal, he doesn't know this, but I'm planning to uh, map out a 4-year program for
mhm,
them and go maybe 2-3 times a week, right? I mean, I got loads of knowledge in this brain for
mhm,
school, so um, just had that whole year just
mhm,
pouring back into them, right? Because for me, when I was in high school, I made a promise to myself, and a lot of people don't know this, but I made a promise to myself, and the promise was because of the way the school gave back to me, giving me an opportunity to figure out who I was,
Hmm.
uh, and giving me just. I feel like I got opportunities that most inner city schools don't give you. Right? How many inner city kids are actually close to their principal? How many inner city kids are actually close to teachers? So I feel like I got uh, an opportunity that most students don't get, and so I wanted to be able to give back after I graduated, and so that's pretty much where the you know what I'm gonna go back and do whatever I can for that school
Right.
came from.
So you talk about how much you've learned from your mentors and how they're kind of still on your team. What what have your mentors learned most from you, watching you grow?
I never asked them that. I wouldn't I wouldn't know. I haven't asked them that. That's not something that ever came across my mind.
Hmm.
Um, but if I had to think about it, if I had to
Hmm.
think about it, um, be fearless. If I had to say one word that I think they learned from me, is
Hmm.
be fearless. It's fearless. They see that I started this off scared, and now that I just keep going, and I had my rough patches, and I'm still going. So I think if they did have to answer that, it would be fearless. Yeah.
Okay. Good, good. All right. You got Andrea? What you doing over there? Touching stuff.
You on mute?
Look, because I be touching stuff when I'm steady talking. I said I'm on
Told
mute.
you.
We gonna have a show called "I'm Not Touching Stuff."
We had that show. Please don't touch me then.
That we did. Shout out to Tiana Brown with her book. Awesome book. Please don't touch me there. That is really awesome. Um, Anisha Benelli says Stan needs to reach out to Ricky Duncan. He's the owner of the No Foundation. He services the youth. Do you know?
If if you so humbly could, uh, you could you send that?
And
If you have his information or something, then you could send it to me.
what? It's on the
Power,
way.
power of
So
networking.
humbly, I humbly ask.
Respectfully, respectfully, is I trust me, it's on the way. Because when Anisha Benelli say bars, she gonna do something. Sis be on it.
Done.
So
Done.
it's done. It's a done bun. So guys, we do have time for some comments, some questions if you want to come in. Like they be blowing up the comments, they be asking all this stuff and saying in the comments. But I did put the link up if anybody wants to come in and talk to Mr. Stanley Brownland. I don't know where if Akimba is still watching. I was hoping he would chime in to let us know more about the march for the 1985 move bombing. And did you say it was tomorrow, Doc?
Yeah, there's a rally protest at the Penn Museum at 34th and Spruce at 5:30 tomorrow. Talking about them having the bones of the moved children. I think I maybe I'll send it to you. You can put it up.
No, that was an accident. I had posted something else. So, while Doc, because we're trying to linger a little bit to see if somebody would come on and give us more information. So, Doc, while you do that, we're gonna do like we always do. We're gonna do a quick community superhero shout out before we end the show, and as we always do, we're gonna start with the bro, George Wally Cephas. And we start with George Wally Cephas because he is the reason why I met Mr. Stnley Browning. So shout out to Mr. George Wally Cephas, the founder of Survival to Success. Um, he has a magazine, Hurt Heal Grow, Healing the Black Community. He's written a book, 50 Questions of Healing. Like George is so dope. We're gonna get George back up in here to come through like the woo. Excuse me. We also have the bro Bigger Dre, eschatology, bring our girls back. This PSA is not even a song. It's a PSA. He's been working on this movement that we're calling it, on human trafficking and so many different levels to it. And he's getting a word out so we can do something about that along with all of the other things that we fight for every single day. So don't let this one fall by the wayside, y'all. Um, Mr. Anthony Baker Jr. helping the homeless. I hope y'all be taking these down. these people names down because they doing great things. Of course, we got the bro Akimba Yahoo mindset. He's on every Friday. He sends out it's a private, not private, but it's a closed conversation, and then they air it live on Sunday. Shout out to you, bro, doing great things. And this okay, y'all know how I feel about my people. This gentleman right here, Mr. Phil Greer, he turned 8 on Saturday. He is the author of I Can Read So I Can Lead. Okay, he's been on Fox 29. He's won the one of the Mayor's Awards. He was nominated Reader of the Month in Atlanta. And he just got a billboard up for his I Can Read So I Can Lead. So shout out to you, Asil. And last but not least, y'all know who this dude is, Adam McNeil. Shout out to you, bro. They be trying to hold out. They be trying to hold him back. He was in jail, Facebook jail for like 30 days, but he back, he black, he brown, and he around. He's doing great things. He about to give out a car, y'all. Let me take him off the screen so y'all can see my face. He about to give out a car.
Well, I like how you got my email just
Fa-
flowing down there.
Facts. We fancy. I tell you what I tell you in the message. We spotlight you from the flyer to the interview. It's all about you. Everything is it's about y'all when we do this. Like we don't play no games out here. So yeah, shout out to my nose ring about to come out. Shout out to Adam. He's doing great things. He's giving out a car soon for Mother's Day. He's also having a Mother's Day comedy event. So check out Mr. Adam McNeil doing all the great things in the community. Miss Anisha Benelli says send her a friend request and she will DM you her contact info. So she is Anisha Benelli on Facebook. So
I surely will.
yes, so absolutely send her that. And yeah, if y'all need anything, she, she said I'll just send you an email with
You
the
know what? I was just
yeah.
about to say the email is right
Right
there.
there.
Right, right.
But still, please add her as a friend on your Facebook page because we all friends around here. We introducing friends into friends. So before we go, because Doc gotta go to work tomorrow.
Yo,
Yeah, I
one
still
thing.
got my job. I still got my job.
Listen, and that's fine. And that's the thing.
Hey,
We talked about it. I just and that's me. And I know what I asked for. And I didn't. Usually I would feel so bad because I know my pattern. Like Stanley said, we know our past, we know our patterns. And my thing was if I wasn't feeling the job, I'd chuck a deuce. Like I got too many skills to stay here. Like I could go find another. I've worked at a dentist's office, a lawyer's office, Home Depot, Checkers, Walmart, an abortion clinic. I telemarketing. Like don't play with me. A queen could go anywhere. That was my thing. But now a queen got two businesses. It hit different when you own something. You feel me? You know what I mean? It hit different when you own something. It's like I'm reading your rules and regulations for why. Like I can hire you, like like right now. You know what I mean? Like not to be shady, but that's like the confidence and the fear goes away because you have that fear of, am I going to disappoint another person? Am I going to disappoint my family? Am I going to disappoint the people that did the connection for me to get this job? You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it ain't even about y'all. It's not about me because y'all can easily replace me. You get what I'm saying? But I got businesses. So I respectfully and humbly bowed out. Like that job was awesome. You know what I mean? But I spent 8 hours away from my purpose. I can't do that.
Not doing that. Not doing that.
You feel me? Like
Not doing it. Not doing it. No.
it hit different when you know your purpose. You know what I'm saying? It's a different.
Mhm.
You got a different type of swag when you know your purpose, and you have a different type of responsibility. When you know your purpose, and it comes to not being a speaker but a communicator,
And it
because
feels different when you're off your square too.
it does. And I felt off. Like my house runs a certain way. You could call me what you want, but my house runs a certain way. My children, they have, I cook. My kids eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And now that my son is back home, now I have to start making lunch for him again. You know what I mean? Like I'm a mom before anything. Like this job was taking me away from school. The school is going to help me with my business. My business was at risk. My legacy was at risk. So I had to make the choice, and I'm proud of it. I was scared though, yo. I ain't gonna hold you. I was fearful. I was
And then
actually
be scared out.
fearful. So yes, for now, Miss Anisha Benelli, always. Yes, Mr. Darius Boss. Um, Failure waits to success, Queen. Fail means first attempt and learning. You got this. Absolutely. Absolutely.
What did Denzel Washington say? Fall forward.
Okay.
Fall forward.
Mhm.
Um, it was a speech that he did at a commencement, and basically, like, if you're gonna fail, like, you're gonna fail at something, right? And so if you're gonna fail, don't go backwards from it. Go
Right.
let the fail, let the it's not even a failure, right? Because failure is quitting. Like, when you quit, then you fail.
Right, right.
But so I
Let the
guess
setback propel you.
when you learn, go forward. Don't learn and retract,
Right.
but
Right.
learn and progress. So
Right.
Mhm.
Right. And that was my pattern. I would learn and retract. And I felt like, and it's funny, I was sitting in my cubicle like, God, I ain't supposed to be here. I ain't supposed to be here, God. And then stuff just started happening. Like I get the text message and the phone calls like, okay, I gotta go. Okay, God, you got it. You right. I'm going because I did this. I put myself there. He didn't put me there. And I'm grateful for it. And I know that he can do it if I again need it. That was my lesson to know that he is God. He will provide whatever I ask him for.
mm,
What I think I won't. Not so much
Give you what you want, put you in jail, now you're free.
facts. Like he did Paul and Silas.
You sit right here for a minute, okay? See how that worked for you.
And there was like a little jail, little cubicle. They like, shh, too loud. Don't say
All
nothing.
right.
Oh no, don't do that. I'm gonna go
it's
home.
funny that she bring that up because she was on live one day. She was like, "Yo, I can't be too loud."
Right. I couldn't. I had nothing to do. Like, let me. Ugh.
Right. Then it's how she's gonna pimp it out. She's gonna put the pizzas up and decorate it, get comfortable. That's gonna be a second home.
Yep. And it wasn't.
She she had I think she had the kids' pictures in there for a minute, right?
I didn't know. I
Yeah,
didn't get a chance to put the kids up there. I was ready to, y'all. I was ready
I
to
know.
make
I
it,
know.
but
Mm-mm.
it wasn't home.
Nah,
It wasn't
nah.
home for me. So this is my
It
home.
was a house. What did Luther say? A house is not a home.
Oh yes, it was. It was a house. And just before I let Stanley drop these gems, before I left work, I was listening to, and I want y'all to check her out if y'all into gospel music, even if you're not. Her name is Jacqueline Carr, and she has this song called "You've Been Restored." And I listened to that over and over before God even gave me Doc know because I be telling him about
Mm-hmm.
it before God
Right,
even
right.
gave me, showed me my purpose. And for some reason, I listened to it today. I woke up like I don't want to go to work.
Restored.
I ain't want to go to work. Lord, I'm gonna do this. Why? Like, why do I feel like this? It was like, God, I know I be tripping, God. I don't just want to give up. I don't want to give up. I don't want to give up. And I listened to You've Been Restored. And then part of the song, she says, I put you back where you belong.
Mm.
I made you stronger than you were before. And then it's a part of the chorus when she's like, God says, welcome home. And then when I told Doc was like, welcome home. I was like, yep, I made the right choice. Like, right, I get you. That's that confirmation. So, and it was, and it makes me feel good about that because I feel better. I started to feel, how you be at a job and you feel like I don't want to be here. Like you're just depressed. You wake up, I don't want to go today. I'm gonna just go. Should I just go for this check? I can miss a day. Like I can miss $120 or something. I ain't worried about no money. I've been broke forever. But listen, even before them stimulus check, God be like, here you go. Open up this candy store, make $100 in a day.
Right.
Say word. The day I
Mhm.
opened up my candy store outside in front of my house, I ain't had no storefront. Me and my son and his friend and his mother, the lady that started with me, she's no longer with me with the candy store. I guess her fear let her give up. And I pray that she doesn't have that fear because she's an awesome woman. But that day, we made $100. When we opened up in front of her house, we made $100 in one purchase. This lady came, she brought all the shirts we had left. She almost cleaned out the table with the candy. She was like, "Listen, I ain't gotta go to the store make up no birthday bag. Till you go, can you give me this? I'm gonna get this to that person." She spent. She was like, "Babe, I need $20 more." He was like, "All right." She spent $100 in one sitting. So why would I sit for 8 hours a day for 5 days to bring home 300 and something dollars?
And they ain't got nothing for you to do.
They had nothing for me to do, but they told me not to sit there and don't do nothing. It was like,
You sit there and work on your plan on their time while they pay.
and that's exactly, and you know what, somebody said that they was like, put your head down and wait till 5 o'clock. If I put my head down, I'm going to sleep. Then they gonna
Right?
fire me anyway. I
Rock
said,
out, rock
"Sleep."
out.
Listen, the training was 3 hours of reading because of the COVID. They can't do a class, so I had to sit at the cubicle and read. I fell asleep. The girl next to me, she was cracking up. It was a Chinese girl. She was really adorable. She was like, "I saw you go to sleep." I said, "I know. It's boring." She was like, "I know, but you got it." Cause she's not a temp anymore. They hired her. But she was like, "It's a camera right there." I said, "I know." I couldn't help it. My eyes started to cross and I nodded off. I couldn't. Nope. I bowed out gracefully before they gave a queen a douche. Y'all won't fire me and give me a bad name. So, but God was like, "Yeah, listen, Cass gotta come home. I'ma, stress you out a little bit, flare up your hands so you can't really touch much. Just the stuff in your house. Cause everything in this house smells like bleach. I don't play no games. I can't bleach my office. I can't bleach the cubicle. They'll look at me like I'm crazy. So I follow God's word. So I'm around. I'm home.
A
Bye,
song
God.
that I see, if you haven't heard it, is "Do It Again" by Elevation Worship. I'm telling you, bruh. Like there's days where I just listen to that song walking to school, right? I used to walk to school early in the morning. I didn't like school, but let me tell you something. Even though I didn't like school, I like to walk to my school. I went to School of the Future. It's a nice low walk.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, yeah.
and I like to see the sunrise, right?
Mhm.
But one day I was playing that song, walking to school, bro. I broke down into, bro.
Mm,
That
Yeah.
song hit different
yes.
when you go through something, and it's since we bringing up lyrics, it's a lyric in there that says, "I've seen you move the mountains,
Mm,
and I believe I see you do it again. You made a way when there was no way."
Hmm.
And I
Absolutely.
believe I see you do it again. Well, I'm telling you,
come
bro.
on.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, bro. Yo, that right there, that
Oh yeah.
whatever you going through, that right there,
Mhm.
that humble you right there, bro.
Yes. Listen,
Right, right.
lyric for lyric. Don't let Doc
Yeah.
Queen Doc can give you a church lyric.
Right,
No,
right.
understand. It don't have to be those old Negro spirituals, but sometimes we need to listen to them because that's where the pain lies. That's where the
Hmm.
trauma lies. And like
Right.
Stan said, sometimes you got to hear your backstory.
Mhm,
You know what I mean? And those old Negro spirituals give our backstory. We may
Yeah.
not have been there, but that is the backstory of the people that birthed us, generation
Hmm.
to generation. So
Right.
listen,
That backstory come back to the forefront just to kind of remind you.
mm,
absolutely, of the real struggle.
Hmm.
Like we think we struggling now. Like let's be mindful of the
No.
ones
Mm-mm.
before us.
Nah. This ain't nothing.
They paved the way for this minor struggle. So
Hmm.
how about we figure out how to clear this debt so our kids don't have to do the same thing? And we can by not being crabs in a damn barrel. Everybody wants to say each one teach one. Teach them what? What we teaching them?
mhm,
Teach yourself first.
mm,
Say it again. Say it
Gotta
again.
teach yourself first.
Yes. Like stop. And we out here giving the foolery. We
Hmm.
speaking nonsense.
Right.
We not doing that around here. We don't speak no nonsense or like the coonery. I don't care if y'all don't like the word. It is. I don't care what color your skin
coonery.
is. A coon is a coon. Y'all use it for black people. I use it for anybody that's acting ignorant.
Holly weird every day.
That's it. Just like the N word. Y'all applied it to black people. And the definition was for me, any person showing ignorance to someone
Mhm.
else's race or ethnicity without gaining knowledge of their background. You acting real niggerish.
Mhm.
If I'm not acting, that's why that word don't it doesn't get me upset. It did once when the white lady blew the smoke in my face and said, "You niggas,"
Mhm.
and closed the door in my face. That's why I do not do door to door jobs no more.
Mm-mm.
Doc, I was not saved then. Okay, I was on her.
Uh-huh.
My
That's it.
supervisor was like, "Andrea, you're not supposed to knock on their door twice."
Mm-hmm. That's it. Mm-hmm. Say, Lord, just give me about 5 minutes. I'll be
Yes,
right back.
little redhead, fair skinned guy with freckles. I said, "She didn't call you that. She wasn't talking to you."
Mhm.
I want to know what she meant.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Like,
Right.
so no, I don't let that. Nisha, see, look what I tell you. See that comment?
Boom. Done.
She
Got
say
to.
she need
I
to.
will. I will. Listen. If I don't send you a friend request, then you got me. But I give you my word. My word is my bond. That's all I got left on this earth,
I
right?
see that
I,
fact.
I give you my word that I will send you a friend request and I will open your email and I will send you a thank you just so you know I got it.
That is so dope. So, guys, we about to end this show. Doc, do you got any last minute comments before we go?
No, just raining gems every day, all over through the whole interview. We just thank you for brother for coming on. Seen you, out there, but just glad you came on. Philly Unfiltered. Glad to
Yes,
share your information and tell your story.
No
absolutely. And
problem.
Stanley, can you please tell our audience where they can find you? What is your handles on Instagram? Are you gonna
Should I
post
do that before I drop these gems or should I do that
Yes, do
after
the
I drop?
handles first. You gonna close us out with
Oh,
the
wow.
gems.
Uh, uh, you can find me on Instagram at few motivation underscore. Okay. Uh, that's FUELMOTIVATION
Mhm.
underscore.
That's it.
That's Instagram. Well, my email is under here.
Yeah.
So if you ever have anything you want to email me about, uh,
And that's
it's
on
under there. And my Facebook is my name, which is in the box here.
Mhm. So there it is. We got it right there. Check you out on Instagram, motivation underscore.
Yeah.
Okay. We got the email, Stan Browning 5 at gmail.com. If y'all
There
want
we
to contact
go.
him, let him come speak somewhere to your youth, to your children. Y'all talk about positive role models. We got one right here. He's 20 years old. He's dropping gems and he's about to drop six more before we go. So I'm going to do our part and he's definitely going to close us out with that. So as we always do, we thank everybody that came through and watched and stayed with us and, said what they said to Stanley, all the comments, your friends for coming through. We thank y'all. Um, we hope y'all got something from all of this. I'm gonna stop using the Russell Simmons. I hope you were inspired. I'm gonna come up with a ending slogan for us, Doc. But as we enter, we brown and we around, we black and we back. So we see y'all on Thursday. Oh, Thursday we do have a special guest. We got a whole podcast coming through, like a whole podcast. It's three women. They do Say Anything Thursday. They funny as hell. Like they are three black women friends. Like they doing their thing, y'all. So, oh wait a minute, is it a comment? Yes, sir. From Miss Cheyenne Day. You got your support team is so dope. Shout out
Yo,
to
I
y'all.
got
Shout
the
out to
best
Stan
support system
support
in the
team.
world. I said the nation, man. We need to bump that up to the world, okay?
That's dope. Like, listen, everybody need friends like that. So again, y'all, we see y'all on Thursday with another show that's better than every other show we always do. Is greater than the first one, the last one, and the next one. So Stanley, you on a full screen.
All right.
What's
We
that?
going we going we going we going to drop a few we going to drop a few gems, man. I couldn't leave y'all empty-handed, right? I dropped a few early, but I couldn't leave empty-handed. So the first gem that I want to drop is
Hands
I
up.
am. I am, right? So I'm a man of faith, and everybody who knows me know that I'm heavy on my faith. So listen, when you are talking to yourself, what you're saying to yourself, that's it, that's how you want to feel, right? And so for me, it was important to remember who God said I was, right? Because the thing about I am is we don't understand how strong those two words by themselves are. I am. But what's stronger than that is what you put after it. I
Mm,
am is the foundation. And that's why it can hurt you. But what you put after it is what you're going to build on that foundation. And what you're repeatedly telling yourself, if you're telling yourself the negative things, that's how you're going to view yourself. That's how other people are going to view you, right? Because how you treat yourself is you giving other people the green light to treat you that exact same way. Okay. And so we have to remember, it helped me remember who God said I was first, right? Because before I start affirming things over myself, I need to know what the person that created me said I was, because that's more impactful than who I say I am, right? So I remember he said, you know what? You are a child of mine. First and foremost, I knew your story before your parents even knew that you was going to be here.
Tell them.
Right? So I know what I have for you. I know what it is that you're going to be, right? And so
you better come on, Pastor.
It's important. It's really important to understand that you are a child of his first and foremost, right? Second thing is you are loved, right, by God. Listen, there's times where we don't understand what's going on in our life. If you love me, bro, why are you doing this to me, right? But we have to understand that, listen, my man's he said it, he said it multiple times. He said, if I don't love you, I ain't gonna put you through nothing. Right? In the book of James, what it say? Trials of many kinds, the testing of your faith. You need to be tested. No one said that life is going to be easy. The Lord himself even sent James to tell you that life wasn't going to be easy. So I don't understand where we get this thing where we think life is going to be easy, but we need to understand that even though things are tough, even when we're going through our hardest struggles, even when we feel like the whole world is against us, and I'm anti the whole world is against me. Like, don't ever come to me and tell me that, because I'm gonna cut you up. But even when you feel like the whole world is against you, you need to understand that the Lord's love for you, it ain't going nowhere, right? And understand. And the third thing for this is I am new, right? But a lot of us are still, all right, I'm about to drop a big bomb. And listen, some people get hurt when I say this, but it's the facts, right?
It's unfiltered.
The reason why you are still going down the same path that you're going down is because you keep doing the same things. You're living in your past. You're literally living your past out. You're wondering why the same thing happening for the last 10 years, because you're still operating on what happened to you when you were 5 years old. You're not trying to shed. You got to be like a snake. You got to shed the old skin so that the new skin can flourish, right? That but instead of you pushing forward and acknowledging that, you know what, I've been through this thing, but it is not going to define my life. It is not going to define my legacy. It is not going to define my future. Instead of doing that, a lot of people just say, this thing happened to me and I'm going to play victim. And we love victims mentality. Now, listen.
This ain't Special Victims Unit.
Facts. No, facts, right? And listen to me. There are too many outlets to help you. So for you to come to me and say, I can't find help, you come up with excuses.
Right.
And I don't, in my world, I can't function on them. I don't have that opportunity to function on excuses. And the reason for that is because my dad got shot twice, but my man still used both his legs, even though they not in the same condition that they were before. You feel me? I see my grandma, bro. My grandma had cancer. My dad had cancer. And they still go and do their thing. My grandma was riding the bike. She was like 76 years old. She's 79 now. She was like 76. She was riding the bike, fell off the bike, got back on the bike. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't have the opportunity to have excuses. Neither do you. But you need to understand that your past, whatever your mama did to you, you need to let that go. My mama wasn't in my life either. But I had to let that go. That
See, you coming with the steak and the grits at the end, so that means we got to have you back for round two because we fit to
I
get all up
got you.
in your business.
I'm
Okay,
gonna keep the
we
rest
got
short
two
and
more
sweet.
minutes. Give us
But
what you got. What was it? Three more.
yeah.
All right,
So
give us those three.
you gotta be new,
Hmm.
right? Listen, I need you to get fueled by the no. People are going to tell you no. I have to call schools repeatedly, and I had a lady that was in deep South Georgia. I mean, thick country accent. She said, mm, I don't think that you can help our kids.
Oh,
I bet. Say no more. All that no did for me is told me, you know what, Stan, it only takes one yes. So for every person that tells you no and don't believe in you now, take that. Don't get discouraged by it, but use it as fuel and keep pushing forward. Don't let the no deter you. Let the no push you forward to the ultimate goal, right? The next thing is don't get discouraged. We're in a time of uncertainty with COVID-19. Everybody's in a time of uncertainty right now with COVID-19. But I don't want you to get discouraged. Things are going to happen in life. I need you to like the Heat, my favorite team. I say this all the time, but I need you like the Heat when they was playing the Spurs and Ray Allen hit that three. My man's didn't know if it was going to go in though. But what does Ray Allen do? Repetition.
hmm.
Keep going and shooting, and in practice he's shooting threes. Even though he didn't know, if you look at my man's face, if you check the highlights, no discouragement on my man's face. He just put that thing up, and he sent us to overtime where we ultimately won, right? And so I don't want you to be discouraged in this time of uncertainty. And the last thing is the gig isn't over till the gig is over. A lot of people in business, they don't know when to turn on friend mode and to turn on business mode. Don't turn on friend mode while you're still doing business. When I go do engagement, I'm still in business mode. When I come in those doors, business mode. Until I leave them doors, business mode. All due respect, when it's time for engagement, let's be real. This ain't friendship time. This is a business transaction. So you need to know when to switch the two off, because there's people when they best friends get involved and they,
Hmm.
yo, my man's, and then they best friend like, bro, I can't hire you no more. Now you want to be mad at them, and it's like, no, you can't be mad at them. You want to be buddy buddy with everybody, get loosey goosey. You want to go have drinks and cocktails and all that. Now you acting a fool.
Hmm.
Nobody want to hire you then. So from the time that that all of you enter the doors of wherever business starts to the time that you leave those doors, know when to turn on business mode and when to turn on friend mode. It's nothing has to necessarily change, but your mind has to switch. Something has to get shifted there. And so you need to know that the gig isn't over till the gig is over. And the gig don't end till you leave those same doors you came in.
Hmm. What he tell y'all? Doctor, he say gems. He
Mhm.
said gems. He dropped them. Y'all got them? I hope y'all wrote them down.
And it's
Okay.
gonna be, I'll say this, it's gonna be important that you do follow me, because like my man said, listen, you telling me, but it's time for you to bust a move, right? So
Yes.
me and my team are going to sit down, plan out how we're going to do the virtual event. It won't be free, but it isn't going to be expensive.
Listen,
I
let us
promise you that.
know. Stanley,
It
let us
won't be free, but I promise
know
you
worth it.
it won't be, and it's worth it. And for the price, it's really worth it.
Okay.
Like you can get a meal for what I'm about to charge you to be here. So um
Nice. Give us
follow
the
you
info.
motivation underscore
Yes.
on Instagram. Also, we have our first what's it called?
Mhm.
Compilation, however you say
Compilation.
it.
Mhm.
Uh Inspirational video coming out.
Nice.
Uh 4 days as of today. Tomorrow will be 3 days. So you gotta be there for that. It'll be on Facebook. I'll put the link on Facebook, but it's going to be airing on YouTube and on the business page, Few Motivation underscore.
So listen, you definitely got to come back with that. If they didn't see the clip, come back with it. We'll air it on Philly Unfiltered. Okay, like come
Got you.
on, like we around. So again,
You
guys, we
you know
going
we gonna talk, so we'll
yes, hit me
figure
up,
out
bro.
something.
Definitely, because you're definitely gonna come back. But as always, we gonna end this because Doc got to go to work tomorrow. It's after 11. He's sleepy. So, guys, we love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in with us and staying through the whole show. For all your comments, we will see y'all again on Thursday. Okay, we out. Bye.
Thanks for having me.